Hello, folks. Welcome back. It's a Galorants Yuletide Brawl, and we're one map into our grand finals. And, well, the two teams, they're looking to close this out or to bring us to Haven. It's a chance for $350 or for $10 gift cards, for one for each player. And I'm Mimi here with Wolf, and I'm really excited to get into Ascent on this one.
Yes. Game 2, going to Ascent. This is going to be Ethereal's map pick. Oh, wait, nope. I lied. I lied. It's going to be Team UwU's map pick. Ethereal is starting on defense. But coming into this, what are your feelings on how the teams might be emotionally and mentally preparing right now?
Yeah, I think that Team UwU, they're probably feeling good right now. They just had an awesome game in the semifinals where they won it out after a close match, and they just were really dominant on Bind there. I think they came in as the underdogs, which took some pressure off of them. They weren't feeling the same idea of, okay, we need to win this, that pressure of kind of being the favorite team that Team Ethereal might have had. And they just kind of sat back, they played their own game, and the calls were on point. Some of the tactics that we saw from them using Bind as a map to its full advantage was just so impressive. And honestly, I think that was just, they won it out off their strategies in large part. I mean, the gunplay was good from all their players, but they didn't have to win gunfights to win that.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, is that we were talking about before that coming in on paper, at least. And I have to say that it's on paper because the ranks don't always indicate the skill correctly. There's a bunch of other factors that go into that. However, on paper, we do have Ethereal is 2 ranks higher on average than Team UwU here. Mm-hmm. So coming in, Ethereal, as you were saying, definitely was looking like the favorite to win. You even called it at the beginning that you thought it was going to be a 2-0 kind of final. I think coming in here, we're going to probably go to game 3, would be my guess. However, I mean, that's kind of like the ideal, right? You want your finals to always go to game 3. Sure. But I do think that we also have a chance for it to end here, for UwU to come into Ascent high off of that win on Bind, high off of coming in off of the semifinals win into this finals, getting that first game. If they can keep this energy and the momentum going, yeah, we could have a 2-0 final, but it's not going to be the team that everybody expects.
Are you predicting that they're going to 2-0?
No, I'm not predicting anything. I am not. I did not say that, guys. I'm not going to jinx anybody. I have no predictions.
I'm changing my prediction. I think Team Ethereal might still win this, but I think it's going to be close. Like, I'd say my confidence in them winning it is like a 55%. Like, it's not super high, because what we saw from Team UwU and Nyan Nyan, they struggled against some teams who weren't as strong, at least on paper, that Team Ethereal was. Ethereal, they were the number 1 seed in the tournament. They were flawless coming into this one, and they've been so dominant. And I didn't think the Team UwU and Nyan Nyan would put up as much as they did, but I think it's just kind of that story of they played it really smart, and they overcame some gunners who might have had a bit more power than them just by their tactics and positioning.
Yeah, and I think especially coming into here, one of the benefits of Bind is that you can use the map to full advantage. You have those teleporters. You can do some really interesting kind of mind gamey plays on it. You don't have that advantage here on Ascent. Ascent is a much more straightforward map where if you're going to rotate, you're going to have to rotate quickly. And the defense is also going to be able to rotate just as quickly or quicker than you are. So I think it's going to change the gameplay a little bit. I think we're going to have a closer match here. See less mind games and more kind of straight play.
Yeah, which is, I
we're
think,
already in. That was a very fast agent selection. I thought we were going to have another 30 seconds.
Yeah, and I think that I was trying to bring this up, that I think that that's why I might edge Team Ethereal ahead in this one, because they can rely more on the gunplay on this one. They can rely more on just taking fights and winning them. And they also start on defense, which they have a really good defense. They play it passive, they play it smart, and when they go aggressive, it's very calculated and works well for them.
And we're seeing quite a bit of change up on the lineup, at least for Ethereal right now. 3 of their teammates have changed which agents they're going to be playing here. And the fact that they chose quickly tells me that they're confident in this change, in having, going from Rush on the Omen to the Sova, sending Omen over to Zoezy, and then having Emily hop onto the Jet here.
And that's what we saw from them in the semi. It's the same, yeah, this is the same team comp we saw from them in the 70s. It worked well on Ascent, and the pistol round is already way under stride. It's a 4 versus 4 as they push towards the A site. The defense are all up in the heavens, and they take 2. The spike is now down, but for Nina, she actually hits them both, and it's on to Zosie. She would have to pull the 1 versus 2 as the spike should be deployed. She's gonna elect to rotate. Smoke available for her, and so too is one of her spatted steps. They hear her. They have this read, and they're gonna just kind of play together here. That door closing, it's gonna cause troubles, but she's on the big flank. She might be able to blindside Vernina here. And if she pulls the timing right, Vernina starts to expect it. It actually pulls back. Does the Omen know? Zosie peeking, and now Vernina has the information and swings a 4K for her, and they take the pistol round up 1-0.
That was a very nice pistol from them. And I think it was definitely a good choice for Vernina to back off into wine there rather than sitting out and kind of waiting for watching heaven. Because as you said, they did hear her running over near Catwalk a little bit. So the more likely play was her coming in on the flank. And so wine was where Vernina needed to be in order to not kind of get caught out. And we see them kind of set up here. This is a very weird place to be sitting. Not really sure what they're doing there. But gonna go test B defenses, see how this works for Ethereal on this site.
Both teams have actually elected to force full Spectres into this. Spectres and Stingers, that is, and it's a trade between 2. 4 versus 4, and the spike positions itself on B. Cursed has a good position in market for Flowerful. She's gone. And now Cursed is going to be able to push in, help out her team. The Stinger versus the Stinger, and Ponda wins it. 3 versus 3, but there's okay post-plant positioning from everyone here on. Ooh, Emily takes 1, but it's a flurry for the attack left all onto Rush. She has to retake into this one, and she swung by 2. Only gets 1. Vernina actually already has her rocket up and available, and they also have 2 rounds.
Yeah, going into round 3 here, it's unfortunate that Ethereal bought Stingers there, because we saw on the last map on round 3, once they got their rifles, they run round 3 at the first half and round 3 in the second half because of those rifles. But round 3 here, they're going to have to go into the SMGs, where some of them are even sticking with pistols, sheriffs and ghosts coming out, where UwU still has their SMGs as well, but they also have the money saved up, and this is going to give them more to be able to buy more rifles, more rounds going forward.
Yeah, and I think that we keep seeing them kind of just tuck in right at the start of the runs, and I think from what they've seen, because we have seen this a lot from Team Ethereal, where they do these early 2 or 3 pushes down one section of the map to play for an early trade or an early pick or 2. And I think they're just trying to play off that, just wait it out. But the forced buy wars continue. And whoever wins this round is going to put them in a good situation. And especially if Team UwU Nyan Nyan pick it up, going up 3-0 to start, especially on attack Ascent, is a good place to be. That'll also allow them, if they win this one, to likely get that jet up and good to go on K-Suite if they'd like.
Yeah, this is very interesting. It seems like they're playing for the ultimate points. Like, you saw them take it there. Team Ethereal has already shifted over towards using that sound cue as an indicator that UwU's going there, but they're not. They've already rotated all the way through their spawn, so giving no indication to Ethereal what's going on. And now they're about to come onto B site here, where there's only the Sova.
Yeah, and look, it's just this explosive hit. Vernina's already in up close, uses her ultimate to no effect, but it's going to have to be a 5v5 retake. The positioning is pretty much everything you'd want for the attackers. Cursed is in a great spot to at least get 1. Reyna's on the flank for the defense, though, and the remaining defenders are starting to close in on this B site. So the drones exchange for information given away to both, and it's a crossfire that K-Suite peeks and takes. Flowerful takes 1 as well, a 4 versus 4. Up lane already, the defenders are pushing through, and the remaining attackers are all concentrated on the site. The turret's there, but K-Suite has her Stinger in hand. She gets 2, and Vernina finishes it out. 3 in a row now for Team UwU Nyan Nyan FTC.
I like that you sometimes go back to saying their full name. I've
It's
given
when I
up.
have the
I'm just
time.
calling them Team UwU.
I have an confirmed source that says I think it was Freya's Taco Club or something. Me and Sajidin had guessed earlier that it was like football club or something random, but I don't know. Whatever
Freya's
it is.
Taco Club, that's what FTC is?
Someone in chat said that. I don't know how viable people in chat are as a source, but
It's hit or miss. But it looks like we're going kind of more for a steady and slow push into the mid. We saw them do this a couple of times in the semifinals. And if they can take mid, they're golden, pretty much.
yeah, and they're off to a great start with that pick from Curse. Look, K-Sweet, she does have the operator up and ready to go. Emily has not had the money to get hers out quite yet.
I like that we just assume Jet's going to be the operator.
I mean, we saw her up in the semifinal. I have sources.
Oh, that's a good. Okay, no, that's a good point. I forgot you were watching that semifinal game.
I like how slow they're taking this. They have the opening pick, but they're still playing safe. They're still playing smart, and we see the good calls coming out yet again. They're going towards B, and it's just Sova here. Curse might even be able to catch the Omen out on this to rotate if she peeks quick enough. Not going to happen. So it's a 2-2 split for the defense as they have to divide their forces, unsure of where Team UwU is going to commit this. Honda gets aggressive and gets a pick for the Troubles. Curse trades on Emily. And now there's 2 left. Nice shot from Zoe. Actually takes out K-Sweet, but it's a lineup for Curse. She gets them both, and she's actually on for the ace here. One more pick, and she closes out. Just let's give it to her. Get the first ace of the finals coming along. We saw some nice ones in the semis. We'd love to see it.
Yeah, plants going down. The time was getting a little bit low there, but I think they were aware the whole time of where the timer was at, and they never seemed to be rushing, which is really nice to see. You definitely have to be, in this game, you have to be aware of like how long it's going to take you to get to a site and put things down and what you can do in that time.
Yeah, Ponda's going for the long flank, and with her HP, trying to catch these attackers off guard is going to be her best play, but time's not on her side. Good positioning.
No, I don't think she actually has time to get in there. She's moving too slow. She might just be going for those picks coming out as they run away from the bomb.
Yeah. Go the other way, Omen. Go the other way. Get the ace. Oh. Good round nonetheless, and now that's 4-0 for them.
That was a really good pick. I'm liking the strategy we're seeing from them of moving together as a group. They don't give Ethereal time to get picks on them because there's a group. There's always somebody there to trade. So Ethereal never really gets that advantage too much on them. And it looks like they're going to do this again, where they have one kind of poking around, probably not going to put herself into too much danger over on the other side, while the other 4 go together as a group.
Sure. It's another round, and they didn't actually recover the operator, so it's not going to be available for K-Sweet in this round, but could have been bought over by Curse should they have wanted it. Just a lower, kind of mixed up buy for the defenders, and they're going to have to turn something around here quickly before they let Team UwU run away with too many rounds on this attacker half.
I just have confirmed sources that Freya's Taco Club is what FTC means.
Who is
from a source that I
though?
trust, not just Twitch chat.
Okay, a viable source. Okay, good. Love to see it. I mean, I guess Twitch chat didn't lie. That's not a surprise.
I mean, that is if you believe Sajidin.
Sajidin a viable source? I don't know. Hit or miss. And good quick hit this time for the attackers as they barrel into the A site. No one on the defense actually was over here. They were full stacking the B site with a bit of a gamble there. Now they're going to have to play retake. LNQ has a spike deployed, and the timer starts to tick away. Keep your eyes on K-Sweet. She's up on the flank heading towards Garden, and she could have some impact here. Rush has a Phantom. The remainder of her team doesn't have too great of weaponry. Freya gets one before being traded by Emily, but Rush's Phantom sounds out well. But K-Sweet, she's on the flank, and the trigger discipline's good. Takes out Emily. 3 versus 3. Hunter's Fury available for the defense, and Swarm Grenades on the bomb. keeping them out. Konda gets one, and they're getting the kills, but do they have time? No, and they don't have lives either. Ellen, Hugh, and Curse from main sprayed the last two down, 5 in a row now.
That was unfortunate for Ethereal that UwU went to the A site when they had already kind of stacked towards the B side, just because having nobody on site, nobody to kind of give that information of, hey, they're coming this way, like maybe some people should start coming over, definitely allowed UwU way more time than they should have been allowed in order to set up after that post plant. So they were in position, no matter really what Ethereal did, it was going to be hard for them.
One down.
Finally a good opening pick for the defense, though. Emily takes K-Sweet right off the bat, and that's one of the impact players dead for Team UwU. But the ultimates are still strong for both sides. Both Sovas have the Hunter's Fury, and in the semifinals that we saw, we didn't see a lot of effects from Rush's Hunter Furies. I brought that up then, but I think her being able to find a little more impact with that ultimate that can do so much, as we've seen from players like Freya, be good for her team. Flowerful has a good position to take Cursed. And I think we're seeing them go back to their roots, going for these aggressive pushes where they just take the gunfights and they take control of rounds.
Yeah, they're still not reading this quite correctly, though, as to where UwU is going to end up attacking.
But look at that positioning. The Paranoia is going to delay any possible push just a little bit more. And the smoke's there too. This is good utility usage, and this is what we want to see from Team Ethereal. Now they're charging on in, and they're straight into Panda Bears, crosshairs. Her turret helps out too, and it's finally the first round for the defenders.
That's gotta be good for them. Losing 5 rounds in a row so kind of dominantly is really got to put a lot of pressure on them. They had to get around, and I'm sure that this was a relief to them to get one. Now they just really need to kind of keep that morale, keep it going, hype it up a little bit more, and hopefully do some more damage to UwU's own team morale in order to kind of play that mental game that we've been talking about.
Yeah, oh, look at this play. A quick dash and 2 kills. That is the aggression we want to see from them. Just an Omen Paranoia and a quick push to open the round up right. That's a 4 versus 3, and this is everything that they need to start converting a streak of rounds. Still a chance, though, for the attackers. If Fran gets a tag with her drone, she could get her ultimate off. Not going to happen just yet. And with a low buy, this is looking rough.
Yeah, I think Ethereal's definitely put them on the back foot here a little bit. We're seeing UwU kind of hesitate about what exactly to do. They're probably talking a little bit, trying to figure out what's the best play here.
Ooh, good position from Flowerful. Her teammate helps out, and Konda Bear closes 2 rounds now. And this seems like a different team than what we were seeing in those first 5. They're taking fights, they're taking control of the map, and they're winning. So now going to be 5-2 scoreline, as just waiting to push into the next. Both teams are going to have a buy up and available. This is a pivotal one for either. If the attackers can continue this momentum, if they can keep going into this one, then Ethereal can start to close the gap here. Maybe start thinking about a closer 5-7 or 6-6 scoreline. They also want to stay in this one. UwU Nyan Nyan, they're gamble stacking towards A, just the killjoy, or towards B rather, just the killjoy utility here to delay. Curse does open up the round. She takes out the first defender trying to push aggressively, and now they're going to confirm this information that A is clear. They're going to be able to push in and take A site. But look at the position on their defenders. They're starting to at least think about flanking, and I don't know if the attackers are going to be ready for 3 coming up behind them. Team UwU now charging on trying to take control of the site, and they will at least get the spike deployed. Advantage for them is Cursed. She finds the information. The 3 on the flank, and Rush cancels the plant. Helen Q's dead. 3 versus 4. Showstopper isn't going to do anything for Renina. And now she's pushing up. The Lear saves Serena's life, takes the shot for her. 4 versus 3. The Killjoy lockdown deployed for the defenders to allow them a way back onto site. Freya, she still has 100 Fury, and she's going to destroy the lockdown. Gonna tag too, maybe even a kill. No, just the tag. Oh, she actually gets Flowerful. I wasn't even expecting that. But the time is low on the spike. Killjoy deploys her turret to dissuade a main push. They have to tap this bomb, and they know they're not on it. Freya would have to clutch it out. She gets the first. They're just sticking. She has to peek into Rush, and Rush takes the shot. It's not halved, but she has the time. It's a third for Team Ethereal. And I think Wolf is back now. We lost her for a second.
Yes, I thought we had lost you, so I was continuing to talk.
I don't know which one of us was heard.
It was me.
Probably.
It's fine.
Okay.
Anyways, but I was able to still see that round. That was a very nice round from Ethereal. I was a little bit concerned to see that they didn't have anybody on A site when UwU was starting to push in. But that was a really nice retake from them. And it definitely worked out for them. And I think at this point, UwU's got to be kind of questioning what can they change to start winning rounds again, because they've now lost 3 in a row.
But still, this is more what we kind of expect on Ascent. There's definitely a slim kind of advantage to defenders on this side, especially when teams are more evenly matched. So this is kind of what we do want to see, and what we'd expect to see from Team Ethereal. But if Team UwU Nyan Nyan starts chaining together any more rounds on this half, they're going to be big. K-Sweet actually loses her all off a right click right away, and Killjoy lockdown's going to be deployed. Rush gets the first pick onto Cursed, and wow, in quick, K-Sweet gets one with the classic. Site control goes their way, and the spike should be able to come down. This is also 2 Vandals that can be recovered. 1 Phantom and a Vandal, rather. K-Sweet gonna get the plant down. Span through the wall does damage. No kill to be connected just yet. For Nina, she's up close. See check on her, but she still wins it out. Trying to spray for the second, but cannot hit the shot. Honda takes her 3 versus 3. This time is still going low. Emily has the Blade Storm, and she could go up and over here. Double updraft still available, and the operator in hand. She peeks, looking for an opportunity, looking for a shot, but both the attackers, they're holding safe, except for Freya. She peeks in and dies for it. K-Sweet in the back lines takes 1 before dying to the operator. And Zosie, she's trying to take this last shot, and she does with the classic. A 4th round now, and 4 in a row.
I actually don't think that they have the defuse.
Oh,
they did? Okay. Oh, by 0.1 second. 0.18.
Not even close. Not even close.
I thought she had gotten off of it. Oh, that's my mistake. I thought she had gotten off of it. I didn't see the diffusal bar anymore, but maybe she didn't.
I thought she was sticking it, which is why I was already ready for like, okay, here's the scoreline, whatever. She did get off for a second, but just narrowly got back on, I think.
Yeah, that was good timing on her part, or luck, one or the other. But let's go with good timing. So yeah, 4 to 5. Really evening it out here. UwU should be, even if they lose out in this half, they should be feeling pretty good going into the defensive side with 5 rounds under their belt. But I'm sure they would appreciate getting at least 1 or 2 more before the side switch comes around.
Yeah, definitely what they would want, what they would need. But I think still, if they can pull even 6 or 7 on the defensive side, Ethereal would still be feeling good. I think their attacker sides are strong, and this would work well. But K-Sweet's off, starting the round onto Flowerful. Emily on the operator. She buys back into it and takes a shot. Bear peeking, gets 2. Her position is known, but look, these defenders, they're boxing the attackers in. Freya actually gets 2 off the stinger, and now it's all on to her. She'd have to make this a 4K to close out the round. She has the bomb and has the opportunity to rotate.
Yeah, she knows at this point that both of them are here on A site. So why wouldn't you rotate?
Well, I don't know. Does she have her drone up? Can we go to Freya for a second to see? Yeah, she has all her utility here still, and she's gonna have her Hunter's Fury. So with B side, she could dart, maybe get a wallbang, maybe get an opening pick, and use that Hunter's Fury to dissuade any attempts. But it's gonna be tough, no matter how you slice it. Peeking up, she knows Killjoy is close. She doesn't know if both are here. She turns her back. The timing might just work out. It doesn't. Honda finds Freya's free back, takes it out, and it is yet another round, 5 to 5, and they're closing back on in. And Ethereal, it looked tough from the start with that streak of rounds that they lost, but now it's 5 rounds again. on the trot, I'll say the line, replied in kind.
Yeah, I think at the point, Freya heard the turret go out there on, I don't know what you call it, the alleyway, and just assumed that the Killjoy wasn't going to peek from her turret. She was going to go to the other side. So she wasn't really concerned about looking in that direction immediately, and just was unlucky. Her back was turned at the wrong moment.
And I think she just had a bit too little time. If she had a bit more time, she could have put that recon dart up, maybe got the information she needed off that, but she didn't have the chance. A peek, and both Jets are going to miss their shots, but we have the operator versus operator that you love to see on Ascent up this round. You almost expect to see it on Ascent.
Yeah, that's kind of like the classic one of top of catwalk and arches there.
Yeah.
Another kind of interesting strategy here from Ethereal, where nobody's like on site directly. They're just off of site, ready for that retake if needed, or to kind of like get those crossfires going without getting stuck here on A site.
Yeah, but they have that Killjoy lockdown for the retake, and they also have the from the shadow. So they have a lot of utility. So you can see why they're electing to not play on site and not give opening picks. Because opening picks is exactly what they need to avoid here. You need to have a good opportunity. This ult's actually going to net some great information. 4 players spotted on the rotate. And that's going to trigger the defenders to head back towards B and set up. With 30 seconds, they could still swing back to A, but the time would be close. Instead, it's going to have to be a B committal. Vernina's still on the other side of the map, trying to catch someone on the cross. She won't have the opportunity. Emily has the line, sees the back, and the dart tags him out, but she cannot hit the shot. The remaining defenders are going to have to push in. The Hunter's Fury could win them this round if they don't get on quickly. Freya spamming, not going to get anything. It's rushed open, and that's a spike down. They've won the round. Team UwU, they took too much time, and they got punished.
Yeah, we had discussed this before. It was
Rush even killed them all after. They died after time. After time, so their economy's going to be terrible now. And Rush gets a nice little ace there, too. I barely even noticed that was happening. Damn.
Very good ace for her. But yeah, we've been talking about it before, that sometimes the teams aren't aware of the timer. I think so much starts going on that it just kind of leaves their mind that this is a timed round, and they can't just lollygag back and forth and be indecisive. They have to kind of make a decision one way or the other pretty soon.
That was almost a shot through the smoke. I think she strafed just right before. Otherwise, she would have had the line up there. It's a bit unlucky for Emily. But it's the last round and a half, and Bot giving quick chase to Emily. At the bottom of mid. We haven't seen many A plays mid plays rather, out from Team UwU. And they're going to attempt it this round, or at least some are, going towards the catwalk to attempt to take it. Again, it's just the defense playing towards these retakes. That lockdown's still available. And Sova, she has her Hunter's Fury up yet again. So that could definitely be something that's going to be impactful, and an impact frag for Emily. She takes Vernina, and it's a flurry of trades back and forth, ending in a 3 versus 3. That means the A defenders are also dead, but Hunter's Fury is still available. They start the plant, and I want to see if she's going to use this. So last round actually looks like she's not going to, just quite yet. 3 versus 3. All of the attackers are positioned on site, 2 in hell, 1 at the back of the generator. Sova drone, if it gets a tag, could be a converted kill. Instead, it's Emily. She takes the head off of K-Sweet. 3 versus 2. Retake. Darts up. Not going to scan any information just yet. You know the turret is there, and they spot out LNQ, but LNQ takes Emily. Freya in hell. She takes 1, and LNQ finishes up the last. It is a lot of kills back and forth that end in, I mean, what else would we expect? It's a deadlock. 6-6 half.
Yeah, this is a very close half. I mean, obviously, it's very close. They're even. And I don't know, we'll have to see coming into this once we hit past round 3 and 4, whether or not this is a good thing or a bad thing for Ethereal. Because right now, UwU's sitting pretty. If they win this, they end the match. If they lose this, then we go to a game 3. But for Ethereal, they have to win this game. If they don't win this game, it is over for them. So the pressure is definitely on right now. I'm sure they would have appreciated having more of a lead going into this attacking side. But we'll have to see how they handle that pressure.
Yeah, looks like we're going to have a quick pause before we get into the second half of things. But coming into this one, I mean, what do you want to see from the defense? If you're a fan of Team Ethereal, what do you think that they need to do to keep in control of this one and keep their momentum and maybe take us to Haven?
You mean the attackers? Ethereal's going on attack right now.
I'm so sorry.
You mimied it. It's okay.
I mimied it. I did the classic. I'm doing all my things. I said on the trot. I said the wrong team name. It's like a checklist. You can do one of those little, like when you're driving in the countryside and you like flick each time. I don't know if anyone else had those when they were little. Never mind. Completely besides the point.
The game where you see how many state license plates you see.
Yeah, that or like the one where it's like I'm from the Midwest, so it was like, did you see a barn? Did you see a cow? Did you see the most boring things possible? Did you see the interstate sign? Ooh, exciting. Yeah, but besides interstate signs and cows, if it's Team Ethereal, what do they need in this one on their attacker side to pull through?
I think what we want to see from them is quite a bit of aggression. What we were seeing before in Bind was the rounds that they won were the rounds where they went in decisively. They chose a spot, they got the pick, they went on site, planted, got set up. Those were the rounds that they won because those are the rounds that UwU tends to have a little bit of trouble with. Mm-hmm. UwU's a lot better when the round, like the clock goes down a little bit, you're in the mid or the late round. Those are the points where they're a little bit more prepared to handle what's going on.
Team UwU taking an aggressive stand, but Ponda, she's only allowed one. But now they know that 4 people are here. They actually know that's 5. Every single member remaining of the team was there. Now it's an A site retake. It's almost like the tables have turned. The defenders are all retaking from Catwalk and from main. Well, the attackers have to hold down from the traditional defensive side places. They don't see anyone in CT. So that should signal that the remaining defenders are going to have to be taking the site from either Cat or main. Sofa's just waiting, holding, has shock darts available for that bomb, and the timer is the main enemy here. Emily's going to try and flank. Now, one of the attackers boxed in. Freya takes her out. Rush is gone, and they're just trying to stick onto this defuse. LNQ gets one, but Zosie, she's in with another. And now they didn't even get the bomb half of the time. It's so low, it's left only onto one defender. And they got it so close, but it's not going to happen. The pistol round goes the way of Team Ethereal. And that's one that they need to move forward and to start the momentum on this attacker half.
Yeah, that was a weird strategy from both teams. And Ethereal's worked better because UwU chose the wrong site to stack on. But they knew coming out that I think they probably know that Ethereal getting aggressive on them is one of their weaknesses here. So they decided to turn the tables. They went aggressive against Ethereal, guessing that they were going to be on the B site, and they just happened to guess the wrong site there. But it looks like we're going back to a more kind of normal defense setup. We're not going to 5-stack one side to rush out. Going into this round 2 of the second half.
I'm wondering if that was like totally random or if it was from VOD review, because there's a lot of content that they had, because to be able to kind of review and figure out what might be going on with Team Ethereal from some of the previous games in the tournament that were broadcasted from them, but might also just be a call that they tried and didn't quite work out. It's a forced buy and already an initial pick for Team Ethereal as they look towards the A side. And for the record, I remembered that it's actually called Interstate Bingo. At least what I was thinking of.
Oh my god.
I know what that is. I remember what bingo is. I don't know, I'm a boomer now. Pushing into the backside. Ponda takes for Nina. 5v3. And yeah, there it is. Just clean up crew. Mopping up the remaining players. Out for the defense.
One enemy remaining. Flawless.
And it's flawless. 8-6 scoreline for Team Ethereal, and they can check that one off their bingo ticket.
Well, that answered a question for me. I always kind of wondered with that new skin, if you jumped on the box, if it was solid or not. It's not. You can't jump on that box, even though that would be fun. However, I'm happy that Ethereal got those 2 rounds, because in the past, it didn't seem like they were doing too well with the with the pistol rounds, those were the rounds that UwU kept getting, and then the third round was when Ethereal kind of came in with their rifles, and the game changed a little bit. So this has got to be feeling good for them to have both of those pistol rounds under their belt already, giving them a 2-round lead, 8-6 right now. And now it actually appears like they saved their SMGs. One of them has a Bulldog, trying to go in and just get a little bit more value out of those buys.
I thought Omen might have been out of the server for a second, but it looks like she is back moving, and it's movement towards B. Rush is towards the A site, and she might actually fall as the first contact of this round. Instead, she's going to fall back, and it's going to be B committal. 50 seconds left, so still a chance to rotate should it be necessitated. But LNQ has a Killjoy utility here. Could be something to dissuade, and if they let the clock get the better of them, this could be a big disadvantage.
30
Oh,
seconds.
K-Sweet coming in on this flank.
Good information from her, and she actually still gets a pick. The attackers, it was a flurry of kills, but they somehow come out on top, and the B site falls into their hands. 2 are left alive. It's K-Sweet and Vernina. They have to retake. Both are from the defender side spawn. This position should be known and read. Question now just comes to frags. Alarm bot calls the guards. They know where they are. Omen swinging, catches a great timing on K-Sweet, and it's all onto Vernina. She's blinded, spam through the smoke, 1 HP, and it's a classic right click to finish it out. 9-6. As Team Ethereal, they take a round that was looking a little bit tough with that lighter buy. Good one for them to find.
That was a very good round for them to kind of take over. We're at 9-6 right now. It's looking pretty strong for Ethereal coming into this. They're able to buy rifles. The other team is not. However, I will say this. Every time we've watched UwU on a thrifty round, they've done really good stuff with it. Yeah, K-Sweet on the jet now. She can do even more crazy stuff in the air with those shotguns. And the others, I feel like there's been a couple of good thrifty rounds out of UwU. That we've had multiples where they just come out and they win these ones and they get the rifles and everybody celebrates. So I'm curious to see. Let's see if they can do it again. We do have K-Sweet over in Wine waiting for her surprise judge jumping shenanigans.
I really hope they check this. This could go very badly. A judge in your back line is a terrifying prospect. And K-Sweet's just waiting. Ooh, the swarm grenade's gonna actually push her back a little bit, and she's just getting hounded out with his utility, but still no one's watching. She peeks and takes down Emily. That's the spike carrier dead, but they will recover. And it's gonna have to be the A site. Plant deployed by Flowerful. Killjoy lockdown available for them, and that can buy him some time. And with the gun advantage, this should hopefully be one they can pull through in the post plant. The remaining defenders are all stacked up, and look at Omen. She's heading up towards Catwalk. Going to be moving towards a flank here, and if she catches a good timing, this could be the crunch they need to pull ahead. Freya tries to bolt out. Hell taken out, and they're just sending it on quickly towards this bomb. The defenders in Hell are getting hounded out, and they're gone. Shock Bolt's going to push them off the bomb, but it's already planted. Zoshi, she's up. She's in for 2, make it almost 3, but they just stick it. Vernina stays on and miraculously pulls that round.
It was just a little bit of off timing from Zoezi. We saw her doing that flank, and it was a really good flank because you check tree, right? But you don't ever really think that people are going to come in off of Catwalk once you've cleared it. So that was a great flank. She got all of the kills. She was just a little bit too slow getting there after her teammates went down. Probably kicking herself a little bit for that one, but they're still up by 2 rounds, so it's not that bad to give up that 1 round.
You predicted it. Another thrifty win that they pull through. And I feel like that's kind of where Team UwU excels. These mid-rounds where Team Ethereal lets the clock run down, and then if they just have one player in a good position, like an individual in a spot, and the rest of the team just kind of pressuring, they can win it out by just some like really weird rounds that while Team Ethereal is winning the gunfights, they're not winning rounds. And that
You
was,
should run.
I mean, that kind of sums up this game in a lot of ways, I feel like. Just kind of being able to just sit there and do something that Team Ethereal is not going to expect and be at a deficit in terms of guns, but still come out on top. 9-7, this is close as ever. As
We do
Killjoy
see
and
Ethereal kind of using the same strategy that UwU used last time on Bind, where the Killjoy ult is aimed at taking people away from one site rather than pushing them out of the site where the ult is.
Yeah, and that's going to work well because it's an A
Spike
site
planted.
that is in complete control of the attackers. Rush, she has her Hunter's Fury, and if this lockdown is used, she can use that to get rid of it. She is going to use it, and that Hunter Fury is going to take out the lockdown, but K-Sweet is on with the Jet. She actually doesn't like to use it for that. Instead, she's just spamming away, doesn't get anything off of it. LNQ in with the kill, and K-Sweet's just blocking out main. They're not on the bomb yet, but they could hypothetically just skip this. Zozie, though, gets one. I almost thought she was going to get the second. Not quite going to happen. LNQ sticking, but she's gone. Freya in the 1v1. Sova v Sova, and she's just sticking this. No, she's off it. She peeks, but is there time? Narrowly, but she does it. 8-9, and another just very, very, very close round.
That was a wonderful retake from excuse me, from Team UwU there. Coming in, they were a little bit thrown off because each of the times that they had to trade, or sorry, I'm not saying this correctly. Each of the times that they went to check something or they thought they knew where somebody was, they ended up dying from somebody they didn't see. But their teammates were there to trade them off, so it was fine. Forcing it to end up being that 1v1 of Sova v Sova. And the Sova on Ethereal's side, Rush, she used her shock darts too soon on those lineups to get somebody off of the spike. And I think that was kind of the detriment. She needed to wait maybe like another half second or so to get them off in order to actually make it useful and stall it long enough that the spike would detonate.
Yeah, and I feel like, again, that Hunter's Fury was used to no effect from her. It seems to be a recurring theme where sometimes she struggles with that ultimate. If she had gotten rid of the Killjoy lockdown, I think we might have seen a different story there. Because the defenders could have stayed on site. They could have stayed, or the attackers, sorry, rather, could have stayed on site to defend the site in better positioning and maybe have a better chance into that one. So that's another just unfortunate moment for them. It's going to be another A attempt. They keep going for this, but they keep losing out on retakes. This time, they're going to have to change something up. And I'd love to see them maybe go a little aggressive on the post plant. It's not what you normally see, but it could be a good option. Plant is deployed in an off position, and Freya's Hunter's Fury isn't going to nab her anything. K-Sweet does have the Blade Storm. Clears out middle. They're expecting another flank, and she's cautious of it. Zozie gets the opener onto Frey. It spots out another head, can't hit it. Curse takes it instead, but the time is being killed. Now it's a 3 versus 4 to hold on to the bomb here. Rush spamming away, she gets one before dying. And it's Emily. She's in the clutch, and the bomb is planted for her, but Curse swings right in front of her teammate and saves Killjoy's life to win the round. It's back to a 9-9 tied scoreline.
That was weird. She was shooting and nobody turned around. I think that might have been... She was using a Phantom, which is one of those silenced guns. It doesn't have any bullet traces or anything, so I think people were hearing shots and just not really sure where it was coming from. Always entertaining to see, though. But yeah, it's tied up 9-9. I feel like UwU has gotten a better read now on Ethereal's kind of strategy. Yes. They've maybe settled a little bit. Had too much excitement before, or maybe even pressure going into this half. And now they've come back down. They're more focused, and their teamwork is starting to kind of show what we were expecting to see from them based on their other games.
You got to question a little bit why Ethereal. I feel like they kept doing really similar things in the post plant, and it just kept not working. Like, I feel like those were 3 rounds. It felt really scary similar, and it just kept happening. And now this looks like a start of a possible 10th. This Freya takes Ponda off the beginning of the round.
Yeah, it looks like we have a bit of a slow start here. That one pick over in B main's definitely going to make them back off of going to that site, at least through that pathway. Trying to see what's going on in mid, maybe take some control there. This is one of those sites where if you control mid, it puts you at such a huge advantage for the rest of the round.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of that from Team Ethereal. I think Team UwU, they were getting a lot of mid control in some of their early rounds on the attacker path. We can't see the same. Bernina has the off angle, takes Flowerful and drops the spike. She's spammed down, but it's the jumping judge. Oh, actually doesn't connect the shot. Zosie instead is the one to take it. 3 versus 4. 30 seconds, and this probably has to be an A commitment. No, Omen from the shadows teleporting back to B, but look, there's 2 defenders still there. They were a bit too slow to do it. Now Freya has the shots and sets the spike loose, and now that's the round. There's nothing the attackers can do. The spike isn't in their possession, and they're forced to save. That's heartbreaking because now it's 10. It's double digits and only 3 rounds away for Team UwU Nyan Nyan.
This is such a close round. That was a very dangerous teleport. It works a lot of the times. I'm sure what Zoe was expecting was that there's a lot of noise over at A, everybody would have rotated out. She wasn't expecting anybody to have stayed on B site there. And that's the only way that Omen teleport works, because otherwise you're all alone there. Even if she got the plant down, she was going to have to face a 1v2 situation, which, as we've seen continuously from Team UwU, they excel at those. You put one extra of them against a single other person, and most of the time they're going to come out on top just because they're very good at trading each other out here.
Yeah. It's another buy for Team Ethereal, but if they lose this one, their eco's probably going to be broken down to just some light shields on Ponda, and not the best of situations for them to be in. Looking at the scoreboard, everyone is coming alive for Team UwU. And for Team Ethereal, unfortunately, Flowerful, she's not having the best game. She's been so impactful previously and isn't off to the races in this one. The attackers starting off strong as they take 2 picks, and this time they head towards B, that troublesome A site. I'm going to stay away for now. LNQ is going to be tested. She sits in the back lines and actually loses out. Next adjustment from Ponda. 5 versus 2, and this is the round they need to start to swing things back in their favor and start to swing things back in a road towards Haven.
Enemy remaining.
1 versus 5 for Vernina, and she'll probably just save this one. This round was, again, just kind of an aggressive mid-push that they managed to convert into a B play. And B, I feel like, is a lot better of a site for them. They excel a lot more at the post plant. And I think the Team UwU, they've struggled in retaking that side of the map. So I think it's going to be good if they continue, at least for the next couple of rounds, to lean there. And then maybe they can start poking A again. But just, they're playing into the A players' hands when they're forced to do a 5 versus 5 retake. Team UwU is going to win practically every time.
Yeah, and I think they kind of realize what you were just saying, because we do see them stacking up over on B again. It's interesting, though. You see UwU here in the mid. I think they're going to be doing a hard push out here from the mid. Or at least they're more aware now that they have to keep control there.
You should run.
Yeah, but this read is so good. It's 4 players on the backstab, and this could prove disaster. Zosie, she's holding for it, but she didn't see them cross. This is a game of timing. Who peeks out first? And even if they know there's one, once they kill him, are they going to look for the rest? Who's going to expect 4 to flank? Now they're just getting close in on. They're going to take the B site. It's going to have to be a retake. Zosie actually gets 1. Isn't even trading. She gets away with her life. 5 versus 4. 3 from main, 1 from the back side of defender spawn.
Yeah, now Zoe does have that information that there are 3 coming from main. She can tell her team definitively, like, we gotta watch this side a lot.
Yeah, but this positioning kind of scares me. Like, they're so closed in that shock bolts or like a raise grenade or anything is gonna be very dangerous for them. Good dart to convert a kill for Ponda, and it's just a slaughter as the attackers mow down the remainder. It's all onto the Omen. And now she's gone as well. 11 to 10. And it looked like they were letting it slip by, but they're back in this and they're still alive and they want Haven.
This is going to come down to the wire. Both of these teams seem to be so evenly matched here on this map. And we don't see one really dominating over the other one. Also, as our producer probably mentioned in the chat, if UwU had a Brim who had an ult up, that was going to be so bad for Ethereal on
Yeah,
that
that's what I
retake.
was thinking when I brought up like the shot downs and the raise grenade bunching up there. That just it scares me. Like one PC utility can just do so
Yeah,
much
or a
damage.
raise grenade, throw a raise
Yeah.
grenade in there. Oh, ended up working out well for them. They had already taken out the raise on the defense, I think so.
Another wide split. And if Team Ethereal can win this one, they're gonna break the bank for the defense, and that's likely something they convert. So a very important round for them to win. But should they lose it out, that's in a bad situation. Emily, good start onto Cursed. They have the Hunter's Fury up for a post plant, but the lockdown is available for a retake. Oh, okay, Sweet has the oh, she switched right at the wrong second, and Flowerful takes her. I was bringing up how Flowerful was kind of struggling, but I think she's coming back. She's gotten a pick both this round and the last, and if we see her coming back online and feeling herself again and getting these important impact kills on the arena, that's gonna be great.
Yeah, Ethereal definitely has the mid control here.
30 seconds left.
There's only 2 defenders left. I'm surprised that they're going as slowly maybe as they are. Kind of would have expected them to be more aggressive going onto the site after getting so many picks.
Mm-hmm. But I like that. That shows their strength. I think towards the beginning of the series, they were a lot more aggressive. They were a lot more confident, but they've toned things back now. They're playing safer. They're playing smarter, and it's winning them rounds.
This is going to be a problem, though, as you mentioned. That broke the bank for UwU. And as much as I love their thrifty rounds, actually, hold on a second here. Oh. Yeah, as much as I love their thrifty rounds, it doesn't work 100% of the time for them. This could work well for them. They could get their 11th here, but then they're still on the pressure of they can't lose another match. They have to win 2 rounds here to put it to overtime, and then 2 more after that in order to actually get the win of this game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of pressure for both teams.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much on the line in this one because I think UwU Nyan Nyan, they want to pull this through. They want to close it out here, but it's looking less and less likely for that 2-0. It would take overtime. And I think you got to watch Team UwU on Haven, correctly? How are they playing that? How is that working for them?
Team UwU on Haven. Yes, that was the first game of the semifinals that they played. They did fairly well. I think they only had the whole series there. They only played with 1 Sentinel, which was a little bit weird on Haven, where if you were going to play 2 Sentinels, that would be the map to do it, to lock down 2 of those sites and kind of force the opposite team the other way. But it'll be interesting to see them play against this team over there.
Yeah, because I personally haven't seen Team Ethereal yet. I don't think we've seen them on stream, at least on Haven, so we don't know what to expect from them. But I think Haven is a ground where Team UwU can really kind of focus on their strats and really think about what they need to do and play those brain games that have been working so well for them thus far.
Yeah, I mean, as you just said, if you want a map to play brain games on that's not Bind, Haven's it. Haven's your map.
Yeah, well, we're not there yet. It's going to come down to a B-site hole for the possibility of taking us to that 3-sided map. 13 seconds, and they just have to stick the plant here through the smoke. Freya dies to rush. It's a 4 versus 5 retake. Oh, the lockdown's there, and look, so is the ultimate on Raze. Zosie's up behind, though, and she takes her out. 2 left alive. Zemily chimes in with another 5v2. Zosie, she's still on the flank, and she only hits 1. LNQ's low, and she's gone. 13-10. And while it looked close throughout, Team Ethereal, they pull through, and they're taking us to Haven. We're going the distance.
We're going to game 3. This is great. This is it's what you want to see, right? Game 3, going to Haven. We're going to have, I believe it was, yes, Team UwU is going to be on defense first when we go to Haven. So that'll be fun to see, fun to watch. I know that in their semifinal game, it wasn't their map choice. It was actually Unbind Crouch, the team that they defeated to get here to the finals.
Mhm.
It was their map choice. However, UwU won there. So they already have a win there under their belt today. Probably going to be fairly confident going into that map choice, especially because they get to start on the defense.
Yeah, and I mean, what we're seeing here from Team Ethereal, looking at the scoreboard, 4 of their members were on the very top, above the entirety of Team UwU, and Flowerful, she was the only one who wasn't fragging out that game. So if we continue to see these fraggers really coming online, really hitting heavy, I think there's a chance for either team here. Is it going to be those heavy hitting fraggers really pulling through, taking that, or is it going to be the mind games that you're seeing from Team UwU?
Yeah, it's going to be anybody's game, and I hope at least that we're going to have as close of a game as we had here. Just because I think these teams, regardless of, I mean, we've been saying it all the time that they have such a difference on paper, but they're proving again and again through these games that they're a lot closer than what the paper would have us believe here. So I think we're going to have a good game here. It's going to be the final of the finals. I'm sure everybody is going to be exhausted after this one. So it's really coming down to who can keep their energy up the longest in the team morale. It's a whole mental game now.
And they're fighting for a lot here. The winner of this one, whoever can pull through on Haven, can receive $350. The runner-up, just down to the $10 Valorant gift cards for each member. So there's a lot on the line, and hopefully we're going to have another fantastic game. Galorants Yuletide Brawl will be back right after the break.
Yes, we're going to have another, I think it's going to be a 5-minute break, and then we'll be back.